Tricep extensions. So these next couple of machines are going to be solely focused on the triceps, which are the back of the arms. And if you want your arms to look bigger, you definitely want to focus on the triceps because they make up most of the mass or most of the size on your arms. So let's get into it. Start with your seat, allowing you to always get a stable position. So the goal here is to lean forward, grab these handles, and put your elbows on the padding. Once you do that, you're going to extend your arms straight and return to position. And you'll probably notice as we go forward that the tricep sits with the extension of your arms. And remember to keep the movement slow and controlled, exhaling as you extend and inhaling as you return to position. Tricep extension. So this is a variation on what we just did, except we're going to be extending our arms from an upward angle. And also on this one, the pads are in a slightly different position that we're going to place our elbows on. So you want to adjust your seat height so that you can successfully put your elbows on the pads and grab these handles, and the motion will be the exact same as the previous workout. And another difference here is that we can do single arm extensions as well as double arm. The seated dip. So this is one of the more straightforward machines. Basically, we just push straight down while keeping our feet planted. There are handles here that we can adjust. These are the main things we adjust on this exercise. You can turn them in or out for your arm position. Different people prefer different arm positioning for more comfort as they press. Now, this particular dip machine is a hoist variation. Basically, the seat moves with you. And I'm laughing because this really felt like a piece of playground equipment. I'm pretty sure this isn't supposed to be in the gym. Everything else was going to be the same as far as we're going to take it slow and controlled, exhale as we press, inhale as we return to position, and really focus on those triceps as you do this exercise. It's simple, but really effective. This right here is another dip machine, but it's called the tricep press. And you'll notice a lot of machines have the same function, but different names. But anyways, I just wanted to show this one really quickly because I personally like this one better without the movement of the seat. Everything else is the same, but the main difference is that the seat doesn't move with you. The seated bicep curl. Now these next few machines we're going to be focusing on the bicep muscle, which is located in the front of your arm above the elbow. Bi meaning two, ceps meaning heads. And if you want to build up some nice arms while you flex, go ahead and do some of these machines. They're all going to be very similar in motion because they're all just curls, but they'll be different variations. So you might be wondering what I'm doing here, and I couldn't tell you either, but that's a learning moment. Beginners, you should never feel ashamed about looking or being confused in the gym when it comes to a piece of equipment or an exercise, because quite frankly, we've all been there. It happens. And I've been lifting for a while now, and there's some exercises or some workouts where I have to double check how to do. So no shame. So a quick tip about curling, you can imagine that there's an egg in between your elbow crease, and imagine yourself crushing that egg as you curl, and then letting the egg goo out as you return to position. This concept can apply to all the following curl variations that you'll do, and I find it's great for mind to muscle connection and really helping you feel the bicep. Biceps curl from an upward angle. Now this is just another variation of the biceps curl. We're just going to be curling from an upward angle. And you also might notice that these machines are looking very similar to the triceps version, except they're the opposite. Which makes sense because the biceps and triceps act as antagonists and agonists to each other. Now, personally, I didn't really like this machine for the curls just because it felt awkward for me. The setup, the positioning, it was just very weird. But don't let that dissuade you from trying this machine because you can still get an effective workout. Because once you get set up with your elbows aligned on the padding, you're going to focus on curling and crushing that egg in between your elbow crease. The seated bicep curl. Now this is another variation of the bicep curl, and you may notice that it also looks like the tricep extension we did earlier, except we're moving in opposite directions. Now this is one of my favorite bicep machines that we've gone over today. I think it's relatively straightforward and it doesn't feel so positionally awkward or weird when you're setting up. And again, that's just a personal preference. However, the setup is going to be the same as far as how you set your seat up, how you get into position as the tricep extension machine we did earlier. Except instead of extending our arms straight forward, we're going to be curling them by grabbing the handles. And remember to crack that eggshell as you're curling, because it's going to again help with the mind to muscle connection. And here's just a different variation of the same machine, just a different brand. I thought I'd put it in here. But these two were my favorite of the curl machines that we've done today. Remember to breathe and take your reps slow and controlled as usual.